Welcome to Bikes, Boats, and Bivouacs. Today we're touring the Key West Historic Memorial Sculpture Garden on Mallory Square, just behind the Waterfront Playhouse. One of the cool things you want to do in Key West is take a look at the busts of all the famous people. These statues are right in front of the Waterfront Playhouse on Mallory Square, and they give you the history of the very important people who helped set up Key West in the early days. So check it out. Of course, in the background, you see the Colonel. Now, in the garden, they have a really nice statue recognizing the wreckers. Remember, the wreckers who went out and saved the people in the cargo from the ships that wrecked really built Key West into the wealthiest community in the country at one point. Jefferson Brown helped Henry Flagler with his railroad and wrote a book about it. Of course, Henry Flagler brought the railroad to Key West and really opened it up for many people to visit. William Curry was Florida's first millionaire, and it's believed key lime pie was invented in his kitchen. Of course, President Harry S. Truman loved Key West, Florida, and you can visit Truman's little White House. John Spotswood was born in Key West and established the first radio and cable system. Sister Gabriel built the grotto that keeps the island safe from hurricanes. Now, Tennessee Williams bought a house on Duncan Street in Key West and is famous for a streetcar named Desire. Sandy Cornish was the founder and leader of the AME Zion Church. Stephen Mallory attended school in Nazareth, Pennsylvania, and became a judge and lawyer in Key West. Elizabeth was sailing to Tampa from Germany when her ship wrecked in the Florida Keys. She married her rescuer, Peter Knight. Charles Helberg owned a third of the island, including the area where the airport now stands. Julius Stone worked for President Roosevelt and established Key West as a tourist destination. Maria Gutson worked for the caring of patients for 30 years until her death at the Mercedes Charity Hospital in Casa Gato. Peter Roberts ran the fish market at the Curry & Sons dock for years and then became the first person to operate the Key West Aquarium. He survived on grunts and grits. Livingston Bethel was the mayor of Key West, the lieutenant governor of Florida, a U.S. district attorney, and a judge, all in Key West. He came there when he was 2 years old. Carlos became mayor of Key West in 1876. He was affiliated with the San Carlos Institute on Duval when a third of the population was Cuban. John Lowe was the brother-in-law of William Curry. He had a large fleet of sponge ships, and he also had the first electric saw in Key West. His home was on Southard Street. Captain Saunders was born in Key West. He became a charter boat captain, and Hemingway was one of his customers. Lena Johnson was a baker and candy maker, and she provided space for the Boy Scouts in Key West. Nelson English was the postmaster for a number of years and was an expert accountant and storekeeper and an outstanding commercial leader. John Simonton bought Key West for $2,000 from Juan Pablo Salas in 1822. Commodore Perry established the Navy base in Key West. Judge Marvin was appointed DA for the Southern District of Florida and Superior Court Judge. Asa Tiff owned most of Mallory Square, was a wrecker, and also had the original Hemingway house built. Margot Golem was the greatest philanthropist to live in Key West. They owned the Key Ambassador Hotel and the Holiday Inn. Ernest Hemingway, a wonderful writer, he had his cats at the home that he purchased, which was originally owned by Asa Tiff. Norberg Thompson owned his father's sponge business, a turtle canning business, and a cigar box business, and a freight business. He owned everything. Dr. Harris was in the Florida House of Representatives, the school superintendent in Key West, and the customs collector at the Customs House. The Harris School was named after him. William Kerr arrived in Key West in 1872 and was a contractor and built the Masonic Temple and the Customs House. Bernie Pappy was the Schlitz beer distributor and founded the Key West State Bank. John Bartlett built a number of large schooners, including the Mary McIntosh. Charlie Tupino operated a large construction company. Eduardo Gatto had the largest tobacco cigar company in Key West. Joe Perlman had a retail business and a large construction company and donated a lot of time to worthy causes. Dr. Porter lived on Caroline Street and was instrumental in controlling yellow fever and championed preventive medicine. Ellen Mallory ran a boarding house and was an experienced nurse who helped Judge Marvin get over his yellow fever. John Geiger owned the Audubon House, and that's where he lived. And Maitland Adams rode with Harry Truman in the convertible down the main drag, and William Whitehead helped to sketch out Key West. Hey, if you like this video, consider subscribing. Helps me out a lot and it's free. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. And also, if you ring that notification bell, you'll be notified every time I put up a new video. But more important than all that, make sure you go have some fun out there. Thanks for watching.